Welcome back. Thank you for listening to those commercials. Listen, I actually do it every time, and y'all do it gracefully. I appreciate it. But hey, guess what? I got someone on my couch today. This person deserves a grand introduction because if you would have known him when I met him, you would have been surprised that we'd be doing exactly the same thing.
Right.
The person on I'm saying it wrong. The person on my couch right now is a video editor and videographer here in Metro Atlanta. Me and him went to the same high school, played soccer together, and did not know we'd be where we are right now. He's actually killing it right now, working for different artists and different companies and just doing what a videographer is supposed to do by killing the game. And without introduction, Kevin Cruz is on the couch. Kevin.
Yo, what's going on? What up?
For the second time, what's going on?
What's up, man? We here. We are here.
Now, Kevin, there's a special reason why I brought you here today.
Okay.
That is obvious to me and you, but for some reason may not be obvious to other people. And it's that it seems like there's a lack of people who do video.
Yeah.
Like, even here in Atlanta, not that there's not a lot of them, but they're very far and few between photographers. So why do you think that is?
Man, us video editors and videographers, I do agree there's a lot more photographers for sure than people in video production. But people in video production is just a lot more low key.
That's very true.
I believe so. And there's a lot more work to it. So, when you're handling productions or different projects, there's so much work that goes into it that you're not really tripping about, showing too much content. I mean, you do, obviously.
Yeah.
But me personally, I think it's a lot easier to do when you're a photographer for sure. The amount of work is different.
What got you started? Because mind you, last time I saw you, we're at a soccer court. I mean, you probably still work out over there. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's Traymore Park.
Traymore or Mud
Park.
Creek.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw you. Almost same haircut. Yeah. And I did not know you were gonna get into all this. So how'd you get into it?
I didn't know either. I didn't get into this until college.
Oh, really? You went to Georgia State, right?
Georgia State.
Okay.
Yeah, graduated from there. So
shout out to the Panthers.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. I didn't know, man. I literally just it's a story, but long story short, literally just woke up one day and was like, let me shoot a music video for one of my friends. I got a camera. Let's do it.
So you already bought a camera? I
had a camera because I was getting into photography.
Was that your major?
No, my major was political science.
Are you?
It has nothing to do with it, bro.
So
Absolutely nothing.
I gotta ask you something because in my culture, in my family's culture, it's not that it's frowned upon, but it's a little bit frowned upon from. We call them grumun, like the older people in my family.
Yeah.
Getting into entertainment is like you're kind of a bum or whatever. So I got a health science degree. Yeah. And then I started doing this, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the same for you or is it different?
For Latinos, bro, it's more so like just be able to make a living.
Okay, so they don't.
So a little
bit
and that may be different, obviously, from household to household, but it's just like be able to make a living and take care of your family.
Gotcha.
If you do that, you're straight.
Is your family totally on board with?
Yeah, man.
Applaud to your parents real quick. Hey, shout out to the
I've been blessed to have parents that just let me do my thing. They were always supportive in whatever I do. They never got in my way with anything, bro.
Oh yeah.
They never got in my way with anything. I just did my own thing and figured out, what I wanted to do. And
that's dope.
They saw I was working hard, so nobody was tripping.
That's cool. So
yeah,
what camera would you have? Because right now, let me let y'all know right now, Kevin has the dream camera right now. Kevin has that camera now, has that Cinema Black Magic, I think 4K.
Yeah.
Man, when I saw that at his house, I was like, oh, this man's really... No wonder this man's all over the world. This man's doing his thing.
It's nothing crazy, bro.
Man, stop
it's nothing crazy. Anybody can get that camera.
Look.
Trust. You can.
Sure you can. All right. But yeah, is that the camera that you had?
Like the one that I have right now?
Yeah, when you said you did the... when you started your journey and you...
Oh, no, man. I started with a Nikon D5200.
Oh.
D5200. Yeah. So I got that camera my freshman year, and I was like,
How much it cost?
it's like 3 something.
Nothing too big.
You know,
You did the job, though.
I got it on eBay. You know, doing the bargain shopping.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
It was like 3 something, maybe like 350, and I was just like trying out photography, and it was cool, but it didn't really spark anything. It didn't really get me moving. So that's when I was like, okay, let's try to do a music video, because I had friends at the time who were doing music.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we had a group, and I was just like, man, we ain't really got no videos or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So let me just try it.
Hey,
So
get your hands dirty.
did a music video. It came out better than I expected.
Wow. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, during the video editing process, I was like, oh, this is dope. Like,
Wow.
there's something here.
So you learn? Was that your first time video editing when you took that footage?
Yep, first time.
Dang, and they loved it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was at the time. It was dope.
You look back at it now. What do you think? No.
Back at the time, it's like you can tell it's by a beginner. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's good.
Even if someone who doesn't know nothing about video, they looked at it, they'll be like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I got you. Nah, I get that too. Sometimes, maybe I'm a little biased, but no, I'm not biased, because that's I'm tripping. I've had my business Jetpack Pics. It's only been a year.
Yeah,
but
dope, man.
When I look at all
congrats on that.
I appreciate that. One of you strong. Hey, let me get some lasers for me real quick.
Yeah, a lot of young business owners don't get that appreciation.
Yeah.
When starting business, like,
I appreciate
that's
that.
big.
What I was gonna say was before I started that stuff,
yeah,
I went and looked back at all the stuff I used to edit with my friends.
Yeah.
Man, I thought I was killing it. That shit is ass.
Bro, you were killing it at the time for what you had. You were killing it.
I appreciate that. I guess the person in me because I think you have the same way. You have a growth mindset. You're trying to get better every single time.
Right.
You're trying to be the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
So sometimes you look back at your stuff like, what was I? What was I thinking?
It's part of the journey, bro.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey.
That's cool though. So you got from the Nikon. You filmed up with your friends. Your friends were like, yo. You were like, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So when did you know, like, all right, Kevin Cruz is about to take this video thing seriously? I'm gonna start Kevin Cruz Productions, all that good stuff.
Cool. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked me that, because I really want to tell people this. For most people, I believe this is true. For most people, there's not going to be some euphoric epiphany moment where you're like, this is it. You just put in the work and you see if it goes well.
I agree with you, because
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, my thing was, before that, I tried a whole bunch of shit.
Oh, really?
And I tried a whole bunch of shit, and it just didn't spark anything, or it didn't go well. So I was like, all right, let's do the next thing. But I was never a quitter. I just felt, when I was like, okay, I tried this, it's not working. I'm not liking it. So let me do it. So with video editing, video production, did that, and I was just like, oh, I like this. Yeah. And so I just kept doing it. So you just really just keep doing what you like.
Yeah.
And so it just turned into me investing into it more, getting better at editing, shooting more. Then people start noticing, you get clients, then it just keeps going, and now I'm here.
Well,
yeah,
that you are someone, and I today's episode, by the way, every single episode of my podcast has a theme. It's always creator driven, right? And today's episode is about pressure.
Okay.
Right? So
I like that topic.
So a lot of pressure, at least in my journey, came from my family and my friends.
Okay.
If I know I wanted to do this, but there's some pressure from my family to not do it, or even pressure from myself that's not on my family and friends to, like, okay, I gotta turn it up and do this, or I can't have this looking happen. So is there any pressure that you felt like you had to deal with on this journey as Kevin Cruz, even maybe before you even got started?
Oh yeah, definitely. And all immigrants or children of immigrants can deal with this. Can relate to this. I mean, man, long story short, I come from humble beginnings. I didn't come from like a war-torn country, or I didn't live like you know, in the neighborhood where there was killings every day like that.
Yeah.
But I come from humble beginnings. You know, my parents, they came from El Salvador. There was a civil war there in the 80s and 90s. So they fled there from that, you know, came here with nothing. You know, like a lot, you know, it's kind of like a similar story with a lot of immigrants from all over the world.
Very, very true.
But they came here, you know, did the best they could, met a life, had kids, and, you know, so we had a very humble upbringing. And I grew up on the south side of Atlanta, over there by Cleveland Avenue and Metropolitan Park.
You grew up on Cleveland Avenue?
I grew up on Cleveland.
I did not know that.
Right there, Cleveland Avenue and Metropolitan Parkway. I was born at South Fulton Hospital.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
Was it a Wellstar when you were born? Do you know?
Nah.
It wasn't a Wellstar?
It was just South Fulton Hospital.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cleveland Ave, for y'all that don't know, I mean, the long story short, it's famous for Young Thug living over there. So you know the music he makes. So that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if I were to look at myself now and I didn't know who I was, I would have never guessed that.
You were born in Marietta. Maybe your family.
Nah, I'm not a suburb kid, bro.
You're not a suburb kid.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
Like, literally, like.
Not that there's nothing wrong with being a suburb kid.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong.
Being a very judgmental person.
yeah, you know. Like, I mean, for me, there's nothing glamorous. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, like, you know, I came from, you know, rough neighborhood, whatever. Like, for me, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not trying to glamorize or anything, but it's just, it was my reality.
Yeah.
And so like growing up, you know, you see a lot of things, you see the struggles that your family face. So I always, you know, God granted me the gift of wisdom and just be able to just have that intelligence, that wisdom to see beyond my years. So I was always like, you know, like I want to build wealth for my family. I want to build a strong foundation of community. So, you know, in the future, we won't have to, you know, deal with things like this and also be able to give, you know, to other people, to other communities.
Does that bring this? I know. I mean, you remember you telling me this before, and now that I know that, is there some source of pressure from that you're afraid to feel?
So that's what I was getting at. So that was the pressure for me, just wanting to succeed and just to be the best version of myself. You know, even as a young, you know, child, that was just my mindset. Wow. You know, to get ahead. Yeah,
that is crazy. One, I did not know you're from Cleveland Avenue. Two, the selflessness to say, I'm not only doing this for myself, but I'm trying to better whatever my family's got going on. I want to be the person that they could lean on. Let's get some shots out for that, man. Let's get some shots out for that, because especially if you're someone who's not from this country, and you kind of think like you're in the outsiders. You're one of the outsiders looking in.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of a daunting task, but I get that. I appreciate that. Now, on to some more fun stuff. Some more stuff that the people can soak up real quick. Let's play a little game, all right?
Let's do it.
I haven't even written them up, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill it because I've always had these questions. All right. So I'm going to play. Let's turn this down. I'm going to play some music. In fact, let me turn the music on real quick. Where is it at? No. No.
What are we getting into?
I'm going to ask some questions. Okay. Oh, I got the perfect. This is right here. All right. So I'm going to ask some questions. Right?
I like this.
You're going to have to choose a lot or a little, okay?
Okay.
The question is obviously going to be videography and editing best, all right?
Okay.
Now, you only have two options. A lot
or a little.
Okay. Okay? Are you ready to play?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's do this. I haven't even thought of the questions, but I'm just going to come up with them at the top of my head. Let's hope I don't mess this up.
Ones.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get it on.
Here we go. First question.
Come.
Quality. Oh, no. Actually, that's a totally different day. All right. Spending money. Damn. You know what?
Fuck it. Just ask it.
No.
it.
I'm messing up, y'all, because I'm over here thinking it was going to be a different way. All right. You know what? We're going to switch it up.
Okay.
I'm going to give you two options. You pick between the two options. That'll be a little bit more easier.
Okay.
All right. Because that will go into the first thing that we actually talked about. Here we go.
All right.
Let's get it on.
Quality or quantity?
It depends, but I'll go with quality.
All right. Expensive camera or not expensive camera?
Not expensive camera.
A lot of work for little money or a little bit of work? What'd I say? I already messed it up. All right, last one was good. Last one was going to be a lot of work for a little money or a little bit of work for a lot of money.
A little bit of work for a lot of money. Hands down. Hands down.
We just got it. We just finished it. I don't know why I came up. I forgot to write those down, but we got it done. Let's give some applause for that.
Let's do it.
So it's actually getting into what I was asking before with the whole thing about quality over quantity. Now, I've had this dilemma for so long because I love quality. Like taking your time, making something good, and then putting it out. Like I like when I get a project and I watch it over and over and over again. I just can't stop watching it over and over again because that's how much I like it. But you and someone else that I was listening to shares the same thing where quality is important and it's good to have that mindset, but quality is more important than quantity. In the long run. Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. There is no right answer. There is no right answer. You have to look at where you are in your experience of life and figure out what's the right answer for you.
Yeah.
Don't look, it's good to, get advice and, have mentorship or whatever, or talk to people you trust. But you got to really analyze where you are in life and what you have, like your finances, your experience, just where you're at and see what's the right answer. Because it may be quality at the point you're at in life, or it may be quantity. But what we were talking about was with you, starting a podcast, or for anybody starting anything, definitely consistency. Consistency is definitely more important.
I feel that.
Hands down.
And that's why every single week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other podcast you listen to, go on Friday and listen to this podcast.
Yep.
This video. That's another
Check
thing.
it out.
That's another thing too. That man, this has nothing to do with you, but I've had a lot of pressure to put video podcast out, especially because I'm the video guy who edits video.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. Doing video for podcast is so annoying. It's so annoying. Like when it's just me,
it's work.
When it's just me, perfect. Like this is gonna be very fun to do.
Yeah.
But when I had to do it with my friends, when I tell you it was a job and a half, I would edit every single thumbnail of this podcast is brand new.
Yeah.
Then there's a YouTube one, brand new.
Yeah.
Then I gotta edit the audio, brand new.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm happy I have this now.
Yeah.
But
that's dope, man.
But how do you feel? Let me get your take. Because there's not a video version of this podcast every single episode.
Yeah.
Only when there's a guest.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
There's an audio every single week, right?
Yeah.
Every single week. You think that's a bad decision? Or do you think in the long run I should switch to video? Because people are telling me mix it up too.
I think you should do video as well for the single ones.
Even when it's just me?
Even though it's just you? Yeah, bro, because this is your podcast. And eventually, people are going to get to know your personality.
Yeah.
As time goes on, as you put out consistent work, people are going to know you as like, okay, Jeff, he does that podcast.
Yeah.
And then you have a great personality. So people will become fans of your personality, and they're going to want to look for you as well.
Well, y'all, looks like y'all were right. I have so many people telling me, yo, what like...
I mean, you're already doing it. Like, you're doing it, so you just do it again.
Yeah, I had some friends, like, they shout out to Eddie Pilou, shout out to Mono, shout out to T. They be telling me they listen faithfully, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, listen,
big support.
I love the podcast, but like when the last one came out and I had video with Cam, they're like, yo, I know you have the audio out, but I'm just gonna wait for the video. I'm like, yo, come on. Yeah, I'm like, come on, now. But I get it.
It's a different dynamic for sure.
And I gotta ask you this question: you filmed podcasts before, right?
Yeah.
Is there any stuff that you look at when it comes to doing production for things that people miss that you have to kind of remind them, especially as like the videographer and stuff? Is there any things where not even podcasts? Let me get off of that, but just in general, people don't think about when you're on set.
Yeah. So what I try to do my best is when I'm on set, I'm thinking, okay, if I was being recorded, what are some things that I'd want to know or what I'm looking for. So I'll let them know, okay, like if I want them to look at the camera, I'll be like, okay, when you look at the camera, look at the lens. Or, or I'm going to set this camera here, or I'll let them know, okay, I'm going to be moving around from here to here, so don't mind me, just keep talking. And, it depends on from production, but you just got to let them know things that, they may need to know. Like if you were in their shoes, or like, oh, I would like to know that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna waste this time to have somebody else who also does a video to ask some of the serious questions that I feel like I'm talking to the wall when I say these things.
Let me know. Let's get into it.
When you have a client, right?
Yeah.
And when you have a client, you ever get a client who asks you to do something that's impossible?
Yeah.
I recently just had one. I recently just had a client who, unfortunately, I can't work with this man no more for reasons.
It's real. That happens.
But
it's business.
I don't know. It's a running thing with people, which I'm totally fine with. Everyone's gonna learn the lesson you get when they ask someone like you, who's good at what they do, to do things that they didn't know you can do.
Yeah.
I had a client ask me to make a shadow. Out of thin air.
Yeah.
Like I can green screen the shadow. I've had clients that ask me to make them float.
Yeah.
Like there's not set up for that. Like there's certain things that people have asked me to do, and like I'm like, all right, I need to do it. Do you think as a videographer you need to be a director? Like you need to know that type of stuff, or that it's on the client?
Both. And again, it depends. It's like if you're running a business, it's your job. And I get this from a lot of videographers and people in video production too on the come up. They're like, oh, my client is tripping, my client is doing this, and like, damn, like fuck them or whatever, And it's just like I get it. It's real that clients do have unrealistic expectations, but as the business owner or as the person who's handling the production, it's your job to set the expectations for the client. It's your job to let them know, okay, here's what we can do, here's what we can't do.
Yeah.
And let's say if they're asking for more work than agreed upon, it's like, okay, well, if you want to do that, then you will be charged, X amount for the hours, or you're going to be charged X amount for whatever work. So, you guys got to remember, if you're a video editor or in video production, you're a business owner, you are the one in charge. You are the one handling the project. So it's your job to handle all communication to your client. So if they don't know something, it's on you.
Greatly said. You got to be the captain of your own ship. And if something goes wrong, you got to own up to it, even though they may have put you in that situation.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So last but not least, because we're almost out of time, and I want to make sure that I respect both our times.
It's all good. I'm here, bro.
I'm jealous of your camera. I'm jealous of your setup. This man built a desk at his house that is literally automatic. Hey, follow him to see if how that was. I think he put that on his page. But what's a piece of equipment how do I ask this in a tasteful way? If you can only start back, Kevin. Well, that's a dumb question too. Let me just ask it simple. What's your favorite piece of equipment?
My favorite piece of equipment.
I was gonna ask it if you're on a desert, which one? But that's stupid because you need some stuff.
That's a good question. My phone.
Your phone?
My phone.
Your phone. What phone you got?
iPhone, the newest one. And the reason I say that is not only because it can take good pictures, but literally, I run my business off this.
Very true.
So this is
your favorite
my
piece
favorite.
Of
like, yeah. I mean, dude, literally nowadays your phone can do everything. You run everything, your whole life out of this shit.
I seen a person. I think I said this on the other podcast. I've seen a dude in India who's Indian, right? Who translated. He did a whole video. And English is his second language, so making this video was already hard enough.
Yeah.
Make a whole commercial for a cereal company. What a Galaxy. Not even. That's an S20, by the way. Shout out to Samsung.
Yeah.
Hey,
they have good cameras.
They have good cameras. He didn't even have this one.
Yeah.
He had an old non-Galaxy series camera.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the cheaper version that Samsung has for people that don't want to spend $1,000. And he filmed the whole cereal commercial, and it looked good.
Yeah. That's the thing,
It
bro.
wasn't stop motion either. It was video.
Okay, let me tell this for all the. This is something I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
And something all video people need to know.
Okay, what's that?
Lighting is more important than your camera.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what's funny? I learned, at least for me, my opinion, it's audio, especially if you're doing like stuff that requires audio.
Yeah.
Lighting is important. If you got, it's pretty simple. Learn what a key light is. Learn what your person would look like. But I also forgot to notice that audio is very important too. There's many times where I think a lot of people that stream I think you've probably seen this on some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
When you're streaming, right, or whatever, you're making a video where you have to talk, right? You can have the sexiest cinema camera. Shout out to Stolen Drums. He's got a nice looking setup at his house. But the man has an SM7B. It's one of the most expensive audio pieces of equipment you can get, right? Michael Jackson recorded on that. You don't even need that. But you do need something amazing, right?
Yeah.
People could look at what you're looking at, but they also want to hear what you want to hear. And even if they're looking at what they're looking at, you're gonna look booty on a red camera when I can't see your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's facts. You gotta know what pieces are important with what you have.
And that stuff is not even that expensive either.
It's not. It's not. You got just put a little work in, a little research. That's one thing. People don't like to do research work.
Very true.
If you do research, you'll be ahead of the game. I'm telling you. If you can do research, you'll beat a lot of people just off that.
Very true.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, I appreciate you being on here.
Man, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I have time for only one more question.
Okay.
And I think my camera might go off too, so I'm gonna make sure we it's safe. What is a goal if you're okay with sharing at least one goal? What's a goal for this next 12 months from here until the next summer that you'll be Kevin Cruz? What's a goal of yours?
Just in general or only dealing with video production?
Just in general. Because this is your life. I learned your business technically is your life. If you're good at what you do, it's because it's what you are. So in general.
So I'm start this off with something with this really changed my life. So I surround myself with different mentors. One of my mentors, shout out to Yudu, he told me something profound. He said, build your business around the life you want, not the other way around. And that really changed my whole way of running my business. So before I was just trying to get my business going, I wasn't really thinking about like the structure of it. I was just like trying to get it going, get clients, make a living.
Yeah.
But when he told me that, I started thinking about, okay, I'm my own person. I have my own life outside of my business. My business isn't everything. What kind of a life do I want to live? And then make my business work for that type of lifestyle.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's different. There's a shift that happens when you think when you have that mindset. There's a shift that happens, and so my goal was to travel. Like I want to travel a lot. I want to travel a lot more, and not just like a weekend trip to Miami or something like that.
You want to travel.
I want to go to different countries, live in other countries for weeks, months at a time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I started shifting more into video editing and start building more of a video editing agency because of that. Because I can do that from anywhere around the world. I just need internet.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Take your MSI laptop and just be in a beach in freaking Greece and just
anywhere, bro.
The work that you put in already is still in you, and you could do that from. Well, hey, if that's your goal.